Hi fellas, I am Dani, an OFW accountant working and living in Dubai, UAE. Today in this channel, I will be sharing with you my CMA Part 1 journey, delayed but never denied. Sometimes, life doesn't follow the timeline we planned, but that does not mean our dreams are no longer possible. In 2019, I failed the CPA licensure examination. It was one of the most difficult moments of my life. Like many people who experienced failure, I questioned myself. I questioned my abilities, my future, and whether I would ever achieve the goals I once dreamed of. Shortly after, I decided to work abroad because I cannot mourn too long. I need to work. I need to do something to help the family as the first child. I left the Philippines carrying not only my luggage but also the disappointments of that failed exam. Because let's be honest, if you're not a CPA here in the Philippines, you will be paid less compared to the CPA passers. So I told myself that maybe this was just a different path. I never dreamed of working abroad in the first place because my mom is an OFW already and I don't want the same path as hers. But turns out that the plan of the Lord is different from mine. Then in 2021, a new opportunity came. I started a new job. At the same time, I also started pursuing another dream, the CMA certification. I was hopeful. I thought I could study, work, and take the exam within a year or two. But life happened again. Work became demanding, responsibilities increased, and somewhere along the way, I also experienced heartbreak. There were days when reviewing was the last thing on my mind, days when I was mentally exhausted, days when I was simply trying to survive and keep moving forward. The truth is, when you're healing from disappointments, adjusting to a new country, building a career, and carrying personal struggles, studying becomes much harder than people realize. Sinasabi ko dati sa sarili ko, may trabaho naman na ako and I question my dream. Does being a CPA or CMA necessary? I already have a good job, a good opportunity. I should just focus on it. But until now, I am still clinging on this dream. From 2021 to 2025, my CMA journey kept getting delayed. Every year, I would tell myself this is the year, and every year, something would happen. I spent a lot. The review centers that I'm currently enrolled in at the moment is my second review center. It was 2023 when I registered or do it yourself. I registered in IMA and then I booked my own examinations for part 1 and 2, and it means that I also paid for it. And I need to cancel it because I am not ready. So instead of failing, I just want to spend in cancellation. I never even tried because I said to myself, my mental health is more important than the money that I will be spending or the money that I will lose that time. Sometimes I will feel the frustration. I wondered why everyone else seemed to be moving forward while I remained stuck at the starting line. I saw people passing the examinations, getting certifications, achieving these milestones, and there I was still carrying the same goal year after year. But looking back now, I realized something. I was never standing still. Even when I wasn't taking the exam, I was growing. I was building a career, learning new skills, recovering from heartbreak, adjusting to life abroad, becoming stronger than the version of myself who failed in 2019. The journey was slower than I wanted, but growth was happening, even when I couldn't see it. Then came 2025. It was a year ago, exactly a year ago. And after years of postponements, doubts, and delays, I finally asked myself what I am waiting for. I realized that the perfect timing doesn't exist. There will always be work. There will always be responsibilities. There will always be reasons to postpone it. So in May last year, I made a decision. I would show up. Not because I felt perfectly prepared, not because life was finally easy, but because I was tired of letting fear and uncertainty decide for me. I walked into the testing center carrying 4 years of delays, 6 years after my CPALI setbacks, countless moments of self-doubts, and one dream that refused to die. When I sat down for the CMA Part 1 exam, it wasn't just an exam anymore. It was a proof that I had not given up on myself. It was a proof that failures don't define us. It was a proof that heartbreak doesn't have to stop us. It was a proof that delayed dreams are still dreams worth pursuing. And when I finally received the result, I passed. And everything that happened between 2019 and 2025, after every delay, every setback, every distraction, every doubt, I passed. I can pass. Kaya ko din pala. So, today or this year, 2026, I'm also preparing for part 2 of the CMA, and next year, I will be taking the Sipalet 2027. As I look back from 2019 until today, I realized that this journey was never just about passing the exam. Yes, I passed CMA Part 1, but along the way, I gained so much more. I traveled and experienced places I once only dreamed of seeing. I built a career and continued to grow professionally. I was able to purchase a land, something that once felt impossible. I became someone my family could rely on and count on when they needed help. I found a loving, caring partner who constantly reminds me that I don't have to face life's battles alone. And as the eldest child, I have been blessed with the opportunity to support the people who have always supported me. But perhaps, the greatest victory was not external. The greatest victory was overcoming the giants in my own mind. The fear, the self-doubt, the pressure, the belief that I wasn't good enough. For years, I was holding myself back. I was my own biggest critic. I was harsher on myself than anyone else ever could be. But somewhere along this journey, I learned to give myself grace, because Jesus gives grace, and to trust the process, to keep moving forward even when progress felt slow, and most importantly, to trust God. Because when I stopped relying only on my own strength and started trusting His plan, I realized nothing is impossible. This is not the end of my story. It is simply another reminder that with faith, perseverance, and God's guidance, we are capable of far more than we think. With God, all things are possible, and the dreams He places in our hearts are worth pursuing, because He will not place the dreams in your heart if He will not guide you along the way. So no matter how long it will take, it is worth pursuing. So ayun lamang po for today's video. Thank you so much for reaching this part, and thank you so much for hearing my story. God bless us all.